Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly comic book review. That's right everyone, Weekly Comic Book Review is the show where I read a lot of comic books, and I let you know what I thought about them, and we always start with the pick of the week, and this week's pick of the week is the Wildstorm number 7. Wildstorm, once again, makes it to the pick of the week. This is the start of the second arc of Warren Ellis's more modern, more grounded retelling of the Wildstorm universe, of the Wildstorm characters. You know, Wildcats and Stormwatch and all that stuff, right? This book has been phenomenal. The first 6 issues definitely lays out the world perfectly, delicately, simply, and complexly all at the same time. This book is just gorgeous. I love it too. Artwork by John Davis Hunt. Really great stuff, handles the action scenes, handles the nuance of the characters' emotions, and just every little bit of detail that you need is there perfectly to go right along with this crisp, snarky, and grounded script by Warren Ellis. Issue 7 was great. It really catches you up. It has been on a hiatus for like a month or so. It catches you up on what's been going on. You could probably read this issue not reading the 6 that came before and be able to jump right in. Fun stuff. Also introduces John Colt, who good old school Wildstorm fans will know that's Spartan. Spartan is super cool in this book. I love the reimagining of the characters. This book is just great under Warren Ellis's hands. They're about to launch the Michael Cray book, and there's a little sneak preview in this one, and it looks very, very promising as well. Seriously, the Wildstorm. The first trade should be out soon. If you have not read this book, and you like cool, grounded, sci-fi action comic books, you need to read it. Absolutely cool stuff. Let's move on to this big bad boy right here. I didn't realize these were all going to be metallic covers, so that's super cool. Batman, The Red Death, the one-shot. DC Dark Knight's Metal is here. We're going to have about 2 tie-ins a week. Scott Snyder said on Twitter that he didn't really want to overload people, so he's just limiting it to 2 a week. And this is the first of the one-shots on the evil, crazy, dark multiverse Batmans. It's going to let you know about their origins, exactly who these characters are, what their motivations are, and it's just really, really fun stuff. This book was really cool. So this is the evil, like, dark multiverse Flash Batman, and this was really, really cool. Joshua Williamson and Carmine DiGiandomenico do this book, and it's great. They're the typical team on Flash Rebirth. I love their work on Rebirth. Carmine DiGiandomenico's artwork is perfectly suited for Flash. Colorful, it just pops. You have Ivan Placencia on the colors, just like they work together on the Flash. It's so good. This was a really fun, neat, cool, super cool comic book. I really liked it. The character of the Red Death was very intriguing. They're giving away buttons in the shops this week. Get them if you can. This is cool, $3.99, but it's got that nice shiny metallic cover. Dudes, metal is fun. It's rockin'. It's a loud, boisterous time, and that's exactly what comic books should be. A big injection of fun and insanity, and that's what this has been so far. Really liking this so far. Nightwing number 29 is out this week. It's another Dark Knight's Metal tie-in. This is the Gotham Resistance Part 2, continuing from last week's Teen Titans number 12. Not as solid as the Teen Titans issue, at least in my opinion, but this one was okay. In the first one from last week, they were... So Gotham now is basically like the 7 layers of hell, and the outside layer was the Riddler, and it was this giant maze, this big labyrinth, right? That was Teen Titans. Now they go into the next circle, and it's Mr. Freeze, so lots of ice type stuff in here. It's all right. The story just gets a little clunky for me. The artwork is good in a lot of parts, and look at that. That is like creepy, creepy Damian, evil Robin stuff. Kind of fun, some cool ideas, just like Metal's been throwing tons of cool ideas out. This tie-in is alright, but it does go right along with Teen Titans and into the next one coming soon. Wonder Woman Conan. The team-up we never wanted is here, but it was actually pretty enjoyable. If you're a Conan the Barbarian fan, you're definitely going to love this book. A lot of Wonder Woman fans will probably like it as well. It's alright, not quite my taste, not really what I like. The artwork by Aaron Lopresti is really, really cool. Gail Simone, her scripting is okay, but it's not necessarily my favorite thing, but that's also just this fantasy barbarian Conan type thing. I've just never really been that big of a fan of it, but this was way better than I thought it would be. I thought it would not be good at all, and I'm actually kind of glad I read it. It was actually okay, but seriously, Conan fans, you're going to love this one. Pretty cool, and I guess just for novelty's sake, right? Conan meets Wonder Woman, sure, it was bound to happen one day. Batman number 31 is here. Tom King continues the war of jokes and riddles, and it's got some cool Kite Man moments in it. It does have some cool Kite Man moments in it. Tom King's Batman is not my favorite work from the writer. I really respect his work. I really like Tom King a lot. Mr. Miracle is amazing. The Vision is amazing. Batman is just, it's so weird to me. I just don't dig it. It's almost like it's a different writer, but that's just my opinion. The artwork is actually really, really cool. Great stuff by Michael Janin. Really great artwork. Just some weird choices in the story that I just don't really get. But I am pretty soon probably going to go through and reread Tom King's Batman and a lot of his other work and see if I'm missing something. But Tom King's Batman's not my favorite, but I'm still reading it, right? So there you go. Superman number 31, Peter Tomasi, Patrick Gleason not on here again. Yet another fill-in issue. The Sinestro story didn't really feel like a fill-in issue. It felt really fun and cool. This one doesn't really feel that way. It kind of feels kind of dumb. It feels like one of the sillier Superman stories I read growing up, like in the 80s or early 90s. Of no significance or consequence, but I don't know, it's all right. Deathstroke fans definitely want to check it out, but I don't know. It does focus on Lois Lane, and that's cool. The artwork's not bad. Tyler Kirkham, that's his name, right? And this one is more obviously filler. I'm very, very excited to get Tomasi and Gleason back on this book. Come on, guys, right? Speaking of Peter Tomasi, Super Sons is out this week. Number 8, Planet of the Capes. The story's been all right. I like the first story a whole lot better than this story, but the artwork by Jorge Jimenez just gets better and better. This artwork is just amazing. It is fun. It's dynamic, high octane energy, really cool stuff. And the characters of Damian and Jonathan work so well together. And even in a story that's maybe not the most exciting to me, the dialogue between the characters ring true. It's fun. It's a great time. This book, I've never been disappointed reading it. Super Sons is super fun, and it continues to be so. Aquaman number 28 is here. This book has gotten a lot better since it's gone monthly instead of twice a month. And now they got Stepan Sejic doing the artwork. Really cool stuff. Really fits with a magical, more ethereal, effervescent take on Aquaman. I really like it. I think the artwork has really improved this book. The story has improved because they really took out a lot of the complex, like, royalty type stuff. They moved that out of the way, kind of stripped the story down just a little bit, gone back to the roots maybe a little bit of who Aquaman is. They're building that legend back up just in time for the movie. But they've turned Aquaman into a pretty decent book over at DC Comics, and that's awesome because he's one of my favorite characters. And I do think Aquaman's cooler with a beard and long hair. That's just me, but I'm a fan of the Peter David run. Green Lanterns number 31. Second to last issue for Sam Humphries. I'm going to be so sad to see him leave this book. They're wrapping up stuff right now. Sam Humphries is doing a really good job. If not, it feels a little bit rushed. Just a wee bit, but he's only got one more issue after this. And then, of course, Tim Seeley comes on. He's basically switching spots with writer Tim Seeley over at Nightwing. So Sam Humphries is taking over Nightwing. But I hope the characters of Jessica and Simon are going to be handled very well in Tim Seeley's hand, because this has become one of my go-to books at DC. I love the characters of Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz like I never have before. Sam Humphries has taken these two characters and their relationship and has now brought them through like a complete 180, a whole different set of characters, a whole different feel and tone for the book, and I just love it. And Simon and Jessica, it's awesome. Sam, thank you so much. You got one more issue. Super excited for it. Super sad to see you go, though. But I'm excited to go check out Nightwing with you. Bug, The Adventures of Forager number 4 is finally here, and it's exactly what you want from a big Kirby-tastic Allred explosion. It's great stuff from the Allreds. Laura Allred, Mike Allred, Lee Allred. Fun stuff, zany artwork. Lots of nods to Kirby and classic DC in here. You got Deadman. You got little nods to the Forever People and Orion. You got the Manhunter in here. Really cool, weird, zany stuff that you expect from DC Young Animal, and I just love it. This book is super, super fun. But it was also super, super late. Let's get into some of the independent type titles here. I want to focus on this Dark Arc number 1 from Aftershock Comics and writer Cullen Bunn, artist Wando. That's funny. Is that a real name, Wando? Probably not. First of all, cover of the week. That's amazing. That's a really, really sharp cover right there. Really, really good stuff. Who was that cover artist? I'm going to look it up real quick. I don't know. I think it is Wando, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. The coloring in this book is really, really good. And that's Wando as well. What I really like about this book, seriously, it's got gorgeous coloring. It's very moody, atmospheric, really neat. There are some bits on it. There are some scenes that I don't really like that much. I felt like maybe it just didn't feel right. Something felt off about it. But then there's stuff that's just really cool in the artwork, especially with the coloring. Really neat stuff. This book is definitely worth you to check out, especially if you like horror type things and subversive type things. Basically, the plot of this book is that Noah and the Ark, you know, that famous Judeo-Christian story, Noah's Ark, but there was another one. There was an evil ark. There was a dark ark. It's basically the same story as Noah's, but flipped. So like Satan gets one of his followers, tells him to build an ark and take all of the evil, unnatural creatures. So unicorns, werewolves, vampires, dragons probably, all kinds of crazy evil monsters. That's what's on this dark ark. And it was actually really, really cool. The coloring is amazing. The artwork is really cool. I seriously, Cullen Bunn did a great job. Wando did a great job. I have nothing bad to say about this book. I was not expecting this book to be very good. It's a really cool concept. But I wasn't expecting to really like this book, and I really did. So I think you should check it out. From Image Comics, we have Angelic, #1. Cy Spurrier is the artist. I mean, the writer on here. Casper Vengard is the artist. The art is neat, and it's a cool story. It's a neat concept that I want to be behind, but I just couldn't get into the book. I found it to be confusing, hard to follow. The artwork was cool, and it is a simple story. I get the grasp of the story, and I do like the concept. It's basically like these animals, long after humanity has gone away, these genetically engineered animals now rule the world, and it's about what's going on with them. And the dolphins are just the coolest thing in here. They like fly through the air on these they got like rocket packs and stuff like this. And these monkeys all have wings, and I don't know, there's neat stuff in here. But in this, I got lost in the script. It wasn't a very well executed script, at least in my opinion. I think some people would like this. Those are those dolphins. They're like absolutely the coolest things. But the artwork is really cool. Great colors, some decent moments in it. But like I said, I just found it a little hard to follow. Bloodshot Salvation #1. I'm checking out the Valiant stuff. Jeff Lemire's doing the Bloodshot stuff. So I wanted to check this out. Great artwork. Seriously, good stuff in this book from Louis LaRosa and Miko Siwan. Jeff Lemire doing the script. This was really cool. I felt a little lost, but they kind of caught me up very, very quickly, so I didn't really feel like I needed to have read 10 plus years maybe of Bloodshot stuff, but it was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a cool story, great action stuff, great artwork. Seriously, good stuff, great colors, a really, really solid book. Valiant is doing some good stuff, and a lot of people are sleeping on this company. I was. And seriously, I'm glad you guys pointed out that I've been missing some Valiant stuff, because this stuff's actually really, really fun. So seriously, check out Bloodshot Salvation if you get a chance. Now let's talk about this book right here. Magnus #4 is out this week from Dynamite Comics. If you follow this channel, if you follow this show, you know I love this book, and issue 4 was exceptional. This book is amazing. It's so good. Kyle Higgins, Jorge Fiornez, great stuff. Brilliant sci-fi, artificial intelligence, philosophical, deep, meaningful, love it. Gorgeous artwork, brilliant layouts, great pacing, good dialogue, brilliant colors by Chris O'Halloran. Just all around amazing stuff. Taylor Esposito, even with the lettering, great stuff. I cannot tell you guys enough about this book. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but this book has been amazing. I just love it. This is really good stuff. It's got some action, but it's got some really deep philosophical type stuff. Really good stuff. If you like Philip K. Dick, you're going to want to check this book out. Absolutely. Another great book, Generation Gone. #3 from Alice Cott, Andre Lima Abreu. Great stuff. Love this book. #3, just as good as 2 and 1. This story is really, really fun. And it's basically, now we know that it's asking the question, what happens if you give superpowers to a bunch of anti-government millennials? Could you change the world one way or another? You just might, and that's what they're exploring in this book. Really fun stuff, great artwork. Once again, beautiful colors. There's some great coloring in the books this week. Just really, really cool stuff. Sharp. The dialogue pops and sizzles in here. Everything is paced, pitch perfect. Absolutely cannot give these guys enough props. Generation Gone, an amazing book. Descender, number 24 is here, the third part of Rise of the Robots. This story it deals a little bit more about Driller and what's going on with him. This was a very delightful story. Amazing artwork from Dustin Nguyen. A beautiful and elegant script from Jeff Lemire, just like you would expect if you've been reading Descender. Just did a video about why you should read Descender. If you don't, you really, really should. New issues out this week. Just flip through it and look at the artwork and tell me that's not gorgeous stuff. It's got some great humorous moments, some really cool horrific type moments in here, so that's a little bit of a change of pace for the sci-fi space opera. Really, really good fun stuff. Love this book so much. Mighty Mouse, number 4. This book has been fun and really, really cool. From Dynamite Comics, Mighty Mouse in the real world, and now an invasion of his enemies from the cartoon world into the real world. This book, it's fun. It's silly, but it's just fun. I enjoy this book. I find it to be thrilling. I really do like it. It's got some good moments, some laugh out loud moments. This would be a pretty decent concept, I think, for a Mighty Mouse live action film. That's what I think. So Mighty Mouse, I'm liking it, for real. Go-Go Power Rangers number 3 is giving us the Power Rangers book that we have always wanted. Dan Mora doing the artwork. First of all, that just adds a whole new level of sophistication to it. Great stuff as far as the artwork goes. Script is pretty good by Ryan Perrott. Great stuff, love it. Really getting into the characters behind the Power Rangers, and that's something that they've never done. Never, not really ever really got into who Jason and Kimberly and Billy and Zach and Trini are, but they're really doing it in this book. I'm loving it. Great stuff. Fans of Power Rangers are going to love this book, but this is the first time I will say this for sure about a Power Rangers title. Go-Go Power Rangers is going to be good for comic book superhero fans. You don't even just have to be a Power Rangers fan. I'm serious. I think it's good stuff. Let's get to Marvel. Did you notice I saved Marvel for last because, man, did we have some great comics from the other companies this week. Generation Gone, Magnus, Descender, Bloodshot, Dark Arc. Really good stuff. Do not sleep on the independent and Image titles and stuff this week. From Marvel, though, we got a new Generations one-shot. It's the Miss Marvel one, The Marvels. This one was very, very enjoyable. If you've been reading the Miss Marvel, the G. Willow Wilson is the writer. She's been doing an amazing job on this character since that book first started. Miss Marvel is a very charming and infectiously awesome character. I love Kamala Khan. This was a really cool story. If you're not familiar with the character of Kamala, you can definitely check this book out. It will let you know who Miss Marvel is based on her legacy and who she is now. And it's a good bridge into where the book is going to go now. The Generations books have really thematically kind of just told us where we're going, reminding us of the legacy, taking a more positive turn post-Secret Empire. And this one, I think, handles it very well. Really cool story, focusing on some of Carol Danvers' Miss Marvel past, which is kind of overlooked seriously nowadays, guys, right? Venomverse number 3 is here. It's kind of a fun book. Seriously, this book is really good if you're a Venom fan. If you're a hardcore Venom fan, you'll like it. There's some annoying bits, but seriously, Deadpool, evil Deadpool, Venom, fake thing, that's whatever he is. That's pretty cool, and spoilers, Carnage. Carnage shows up. So, Carnage fans, Venom fans, you're going to like this book. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to make you rethink reality like something like Magnus or Descender, but it's still a fun book, and I kind of like it. Venom's not really, though, been my favorite book. I love that Eddie Brock is back as Venom, but I will tell you this. This issue was okay. They're really setting up for the Marvel Legacy stuff. Mark Bagley's coming on. They're doing a new Lethal Protector series, so that's cool. But I just want to point out the artwork here. Paulo Sequeira. That's really, really cool stuff. At times, it's Kelly Jones-esque, and I really like the artwork here. This is a good turn in direction for the art in this book. The story was actually good, but it had some hokey bits about the symbiote learning things from TV, and I don't know, really good stuff on the artwork. That's classic Venom stuff that I love to see. But Venom's slowly trying to turn into a must-read, or trying to turn into a decent little title, I should say, not a must-read. Invincible Iron Man number 11 is here. It was alright. It's a fun little story about some of Tony Stark's past. There's a really touching moment in it, I'm not even going to lie. A very touching moment in this book that kind of tugged at my heartstrings. Really cool stuff. But the coolest thing about this is that Venomized cover of Doctor Doom. oh my goodness, that's a Venom Doctor Doom, and look how cool that looks. That's the best part of that issue. But seriously, it has a moment that I thought was one of the most elegant moments in Bendis' Iron Man yet. Really good stuff. Speaking of Bendis, Spider-Man 2, number 3 is here. This really just tells us who the 616 Miles Morales is. And it's kind of interesting and intriguing, but at this point now, post-Secret Wars, I just don't think this was a story that we needed, but they're telling it anyway. But there's some really cool Bendis-type stuff in here. If you like the early Marvel Bendis when he was like doing just stuff like Daredevil and things like that, a lot of that kind of feel is in this book, and that's cool. There is a connection to the Kingpin that's pretty neat. Artwork by Pacelli is pretty cool, solid, good stuff. It's nice to know who the other Miles Morales is, but it just seems like a weird stretch, but whatever, right? Also, finally, Captain Phasma number 2 is here. This book is fun. Kelly Thompson's doing a great job, and it seems like she's having fun writing the character of Captain Phasma. It's nice to see Captain Phasma do a whole lot more than she got to do in The Force Awakens. Great. Beautiful artwork by Marco Cicchetto. Great stuff. This dude was born to draw Star Wars. And like I said, Kelly Thompson does a nice, fun little script. I think she's having a lot of fun with this character, and that's a really cool book, and I'm liking it so far. So Star Wars fans, definitely don't miss that out. But the pick of the week was Wildstorm because there's a lot of good stuff. Generation Gone, Magnus almost made the pick of the week again, but I gave it to Wildstorm because it's a great setup for the new arc. Really good stuff out this week. Seriously, guys. What did you read down below? Let me know what you read, what you thought about it. Love talking to you guys about comics in the comments down below. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Do this every single week. We got a weekly pop culture wrap-up coming soon. Podcasts and a whole lot more can be found at popculturephilosophers.com. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Keep on reading.